Ilia Topuria is being accused of putting his hands on his ex-wife. Now, because it's the MMA community, I hate to have to explain this, but do we have enough information to take a side? Not necessarily. But do not go out here saying, oh, she's lying. Oh, she just wants all the kids and the money. Da-da-da-da-da. Y'all weirdos need to stop doing this whenever a woman within the MMA bubble comes out with allegations. Because it is entirely possible that your favorite fighter, celebrity athlete is a terrible person. I'll let y'all pause to read his statement because he himself is the one who brought this to light, even though people were speculating that could be the case. And people are now resurfacing this quote of, oh, you can't meet your wife in Miami. But it's like, if Ilia was putting his hands on her and she's the one who left, what do you mean? That it's not about her, it's on him. And I think this is a situation where, I'm not going to lie, Ilia got to vacate the belt. Because when it comes to something like this, even though I guess in the MMA community, you can be a guy like Conor, you can literally violate a woman. You can be like John Jones and put your hands on a girl, and then you can just come right back like it's all good. So I guess it don't matter that much. But I'm gonna be honest, Ilia gonna need to vacate that belt. Let this whole situation play out and find out the truth. Last thing I'm gonna add, I saw Bryce Mitchell talking about, you know, how he doesn't like wife beaters and all that, but you want to take a picture with this guy, so I just need to know if people were taking a stand on Ilia, y'all gonna take a stand on John too, or what?
I met my wife in Miami.
Really?
Yeah, she was living there.
Damn. Who says you can't meet your wife in Miami?
But you can find your wife in any place in the world.
You hear that? Put that on Only in Date on Instagram. You can meet your wife in Miami.
All right, that's right.
Put it on Only in Date is hilarious.
Everywhere. But why are you saying that?
Huh?
Why are you saying that?
Everyone says that.
Because you go to the party and this is the only place
Yeah.
you see. Like, you don't know the another part of Miami of the people that just they want.
They're normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Best place to work out too, Miami, because you can just walk outside and run the water.
So we got an MMA fighter, Ilia Topuria, his wife. He's claiming allegedly his wife is trying to extort him. So let me explain the clips that you'll see before the video and after the video. I'm gonna put the Joe Rogan clip after the video, right? Basically, it sounds like he's saying that he knew what was up. And one clip is gonna be from a guy who's probably more of the left-wingish, you can tell it. You know, it just can't be right down the middle. Hey, I don't know if she telling the truth. I don't know if he telling the truth, right? So like, well, I'm gonna, you know, kind of, you know, believe a woman, you know, even though we've seen time and time again, these women lie. I would just stay straight down the middle, right? But, you know, a lot of these dudes was, you know, they simps, you know, and nobody is one of them simp ass niggas. You can already tell, all right? And I think it's another video in which, in the comment section, is the reason I learned about from that video. I learned about the next video. Apparently, the Nelk brother boys. So I don't know who they are. But they warned him about. It's the same, pretty much, about you can't meet your wife in Miami. And everybody know that. If a chick going to Miami, she's going to get body work done. Or they going on a girls trip, or single girls, whatever, a girl going to Miami. A lot of times they going out there to get slutted out. That's what it's about. Miami is not one of those tourist towns where you go as a family or you and your girl go to, you know, for the most part, the average man, you know, unless he gonna be tricking, you know, is not gonna prosper in Miami. I'm not a fan of Miami. The food isn't great. I'm not a big club guy. That's what it's about, right? But yeah, I know some cool dudes I went to school with down there. So yeah, I ain't no knock on it, but if you don't got at least got the look, you know, they ain't really gonna be looking for you out there, right? Real talk. And they warned him, you can't find your wife, you know, in Miami. And then, you know, obviously he was like, why y'all say that? And he like, you know, they like, hey man, it's just what they say, because you already know. What the boss the boss man D-Lo say, he hoes they ain't choosing. That's what it is. So, but my whole thing is this, man, we seen this before. And, you know, what old buddy didn't feature in the first, and maybe he didn't have the information, because I read the article first. I like to read and I like to watch. Sometimes, you know, you read it and you don't really get the context how you get it. You watch the videos, read the comment section, you get the context. Sometimes you watch a video, but then the article got more information that the videos may not have had. So that's why it's kind of good to do, kind of do both. And for the most part, he says he sent in receipts and proof that he's being extorted, and he's basically sound like relinquishing his title. I don't know much about him, what he fight in. He's basically relinquished his title to focus on his family, right? And, you know, the reason that he ain't going full out, social media campaign is because his children. He got children, I assume that's his. Maybe he need to get a DNA check. But he got children, and he don't want to go, he don't want to put this out here for the children. See, this is the thing about, women, right? Women don't care if they embarrass the children. What about the mom that was rolling up to the school with her OnlyFans, promoting her OnlyFans on her car? You know what I'm saying? The women don't care about the children, how they feel, how they believe. It was somebody, I forget, they were tethered to, man. And I don't want to say the wrong country they was from. But they basically said that their mother used to make him and his sister take pictures of while she posed naked so that she can send it to men. So their mom was busting down. They was taking the pictures that she can send to the man that she was trying to get with, and her excuse was like, you came from it. I'm telling y'all, man, these women don't care about their children, and as soon as y'all figure that out, it's the sooner y'all will really understand how selfish women are. They might scream God and Jesus and I love no, they care more. They don't sacrifice for their children. They sacrifice for themselves. A lot of them having children is for they can always have a financial safety net or play victim, or they just want to be able to boss people around. That's why I be telling y'all, man. That's why a chick that be like, I need a push present for having a child. All right, what presents do a nigga get for defending your life other than a trip possibly to the ER or to the upper room? When dudes do things for you, go out that way, make sure you get to where you got to get to, protect your house, hold it down. What gift do he get for being a man? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They want gifts. They want gifts for doing what they supposed to do, and they don't care about their children. He care enough about their children. At the end of the day, he got to do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? He trying to keep this not in the public eye and protect their children, and she probably don't care not to keep it in the public eye to protect their children because she care about the money. She never loved him. He was a sweet lick. He didn't know. I think he from the country of Georgia. I believe the brother that played in the NBA, he played for the Hawks. I remember Zaza Pachulia was from the Republic of Georgia, the Georgia Republic. I believe this is where this dude is from. They come here and they have no idea. They come here and have no idea. And these women run game like clockwork. And believe it or not, with all these examples, forget what the bro's saying. The bro's been saying this for years. We all, if you social enough, or you kind of being in the locker room or the right spaces, you didn't heard men. So everything that women are confirming on social media, you didn't heard men speak of forever. Men that were good with women. I say this all the time. Guys didn't want to really listen. We've heard them, say these same things. But with all the proof in the world, with women telling you verbatim, word for word, how they get down, it's a lot of guys who not in the know-how about how they operate and how they move. And let's just say you didn't had one girlfriend, two girlfriend, threes, or you done kicked it with women, right? Y'all done kicked it like sake, right? Kick it over gin, a little bit sake, right? Y'all done kicked it. You ain't learned nothing. You ain't learned nothing from these women, bro. Dudes still out here getting duped. The biggest simps are, in music entertainers, especially rappers, especially the R&B singers, especially from the 90s and the 80s. and athletes. They are simps. You know, like my Detroit brother Peasy said, I don't pay a bitch to stay, I pay a bitch to leave. They paying them to stay. And all along, it's part of an elaborate plan to stick you up for your paper. Damn, why you want to stick me for my... They don't care about the kids. The kids are just a cash bond. They just a stock investment. And even when she blow all the money she took from you from trying to extort you to... trying to extort you, or she took for you on child support and alimony. Once all that run out, which it will, she's gonna play victim and be like, well, I'm the mother of your child and you should love me, and I had your... They try to play victim, man. You gotta be ice cold. You gotta be freeze on the bitch. You saying monkey? You gotta be hard on the bitch. Once she violate like this, once she reach, you gotta demonstrate. You gotta be hard on these bitches, man. Actual woman that's for you, you ain't even gotta be hard on them, because it ain't gonna never come to that. But a lot of these women that play the game, that's in the prostitution game, don't think a form of prostitution ain't having a man's baby just to finesse him out of child support, getting into marriage just to finesse him out of alimony, or just to finesse him out of his money and his pension. No, that's all forms of prostitution. Them is the highest forms. And a lot of them billionaires, they in those prostitution agreements, they tricks. They keep trophy wives, and that's they find out the kids ain't even theirs. They keep trophy wives. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they got a trophy, and it really ain't no trophy. Ain't no love there. You paying her to stay. Once again, you pay a bitch to stay, I pay a bitch to leave. Unfortunately, a lot of these guys that get money, most men in general never can identify a woman that's actually for them. They don't even know what it look like. They just gotta lead with the money, and a girl can actually like you and you lead with the money and the respect is gone. Lead with your personality. That's all game is the ability to communicate and show your personality and compatibility with the other woman. Some guys just got one of those personalities that's just fluid. It's rare that it's certain people that they clash with. It's rare. They just socially inclined. And can you build social skills? Absolutely. But if you stay behind the computer screen, you got to get off the porch. So yeah, for the old buddy, man, it is what it is, or it is what it ain't. But this is why, man, you got to be up on game and you got to be hip. This game, it don't change. Just the players in it. The game don't change. The playbook from the 70s, from the 60s and the 50s still works to today. There might be little, modern modifications that need to be made when you start talking about, the internet, or at one point just getting the internet in general, AOL, remember all of that? There's minor modifications that may be made, but it's the same chicks. It's the same relay race. The type of chick that they describing that it is, and I don't believe what a chick gotta say. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let the courts, let's see what the evidence look like. Fuck what the courts on, and I make my determination. But this is why it's evident. This is why I'm an advocate against tricking, because a lot of y'all sit there and y'all trick, y'all catch feelings, y'all try to make the bitch more than something than what she are. And a lot of dudes, y'all done did that. Y'all might have pulled a girl that really was not even just tricky. You might have just pulled a girl, and she was cool. You knew you couldn't make her more than what she was, and you did anyway. We all done did it before. Hopefully you did it younger and didn't do it younger while you was dumber. And it never works. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, or the link tree. First link in the description, join the Patreon, Facebook, Click, Instagram, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. One time for the one time, Good Fella TV. Check out the MMA playlist, music entertainment playlist, real one-on-one playlist.
He has children with this lady too, so it's like, oh god, yeah. I mean, and
it's like that's what it is, regardless of what he's saying. When he's like, I got to get my personal life in order and the timing of everything. And I think there's actually, is it publicly media about there's like a divorce now or something?
Oh, too? Yeah, it's public, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, she's taking photos with rappers and shit.
Ugh.
Yeah, putting it on Instagram.
No.
Yeah, you know how they do it? They try to steal your soul.
Jesus.
Put a fucking knife right in your spirit.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, there's hell has no fury like a woman scorned. It's a...
Well, hopefully that helps him think he made the right call then, I guess. You know?
Yes, but does that help? This is the mother of your children, and this lady is a monster. And
There's
I think
nothing
he's trying
worse
to
than
get custody.
feeling like psychologically duped by somebody, too.
Well, I don't know if it is psychologically duped or if it's like once she's not on your side, you know,
then it's just
then it's just burn the house down.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe
and there's a
that's
lot
what
of
it's
ladies like that because they feel like you hooked up with a guy who's an incredibly special human being, the rarest of rare. You not just UFC world champion, but a 2-division world champion, superstar who the whole world wants to see, and you're his wife. So you're like, oh, look at me, I'm married to the baddest motherfucker alive, and then he doesn't want to be with you anymore. Like, oh, really? Well, I'm going to fucking take you down. And women, that's what they love is reputation destruction. That's what they really are experts in when shit goes sideways.